to say good afternoon to all of those ones who listen to this station all year, all month, every week and every day. Saturday is a very, very special day for me. I really get a chance to kind of hear what is happening all around the world in a couple of hours, and we get a chance to hear from all of our community. So keep on supporting this station and all the good that is being done, because we are giving our community a chance to voice, to learn, and to grow. We all realize that it's almost daily, or 2 or 3 times a day now, we're reading and hearing about a use of excessive force with police officers, and it's not just a physical thing. These have now become multi-life-threatening activities where we are losing people by the day. One of the things that really kind of sticks out in my mind is what is going to happen to the good and the police officers who mean well, those police officers who know what is going on. What kind of positions are they being put in when they are watching what is taking place and they know what is happening at the same time? Today, just for a few minutes, we want to kind of vibe with Cariol Horne. She's been talking about some things that is happening in her life, and for those of you who don't know, she is the Buffalo police officer who was terminated for standing up for an everyday citizen as he was being overly subdued by a white male police officer. And in a couple of minutes, just let us know what happened as that officer was subduing the person in custody.
Well, 2 incidents. One inside, in which he was punching him in the face while he was handcuffed. And because I just came on the scene, I didn't know what happened, so I didn't do anything. Just helped push him out the door. Once we got outside, he started choking him. So I yelled to him that he was choking him. I'm like, Greg, you're choking him. He didn't stop, so I grabbed his arm from around his neck. He then punched me in the face. And once he punched me in the face, I tried to defend myself, but 2 other officers pulled me back. So once he punched me in the face, he dislodged my bridge on the right side. And the officers, when they pulled me back, they tore my rotator cuff, which I had to have surgery. And for years, I've had headaches from that. So after that,
And you were dressed in your uniform as well, so it was
yes.
All right.
And after that, then there was a hearing. I was found guilty of things that I did not do. So basically, the message that was given was that police brutality is okay, but standing up against it is not.
So if you're a police officer and you see the wrong and you try to stop it and you get punished, what type of message is being sent to the public as far as when is enough as far as police brutality in the community? Do you have an answer? What kind of message is being sent? I mean,
the message that's being sent is that us police officers cannot do anything, and that's why other police officers don't do anything. So when people say, well, why don't good officers stand up? That's why, because of me, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with Christopher Dorner, who was trying to expose the LAPD, and he burned in the house while we watched on CNN because they did not want him to give that message or to be credible. So just like me, they want to discredit me, but I wouldn't be sitting here all of these years later saying the same thing, and you see it every day on the news where people are being killed at the hands of the police.
Almost daily, 2, 3 persons per week. What type of things have you been doing? What year did this take place?
This took place in 2006. I was fired in 2008. So now I'm trying to fight to get my pension, and our glorious mayor is basically seeming to stand in the way of that.
What also have you been doing as far as like nationally, people who have been organizing locally, nationally? Can you tell us on what you have done around America? And we'll get later on to how people can support you. Where have you been recently?
I've been to Washington on the national stage. So actually I've gained some national support. I've been on a radio show in the UK. Basically, people want to rally behind me, and they want to stop this police brutality from happening. And the only way it could is if, number one, I can get justice, because then they can see that officers could stand up and not be penalized for it. So that would help, You know, because whether I get justice or not, whether I get my pension or not, I am still going to advocate against police brutality.
And realistically, as we watch things now, you actually saved a life, or could have saved a life, at a situation that could have went very bad very quickly.
Yeah, it could have been like Eric Garner, because he was also being choked. And in my case, he was being choked and he was handcuffed.
All right. So how can people find out about what is happening with you and how you are organizing to bring justice to your reality?
Well, on Facebook, I would get Cariol Horne, her pension page, change.org. There's a petition, and right now it has over 161,000 signatures. So,
All right, that's change.org.
Yes, but if you go to the Get Cariol Horne, her pension page on Facebook, it's on there.
Okay, now I'm not really being funny, but I am going to be funny. We listen to this radio show, and I've heard your name, even in your presence, be mentioned 5 or 6 different phonetic sounds. Because you know, in the hood, some of us come from Alabama, some of us come from Tennessee, some people from New York. Some people, it don't make a difference where they're coming from. They're just going to say what they want. Tell us how to spell your name.
Cariol. Last name is Horne.
And I love it because I love our community. My family comes from Alabama too, but I really love the different phonetic versions of how I've heard your name. And it's beautiful that our community can share information, grow, and at the same time make sure that we stand firm and support. You were here listening to the radio show, and you have just heard how people for decades have been fighting for different rights and different things. And many times, you know, the race is not given to the swift or to the strong, but it's, you know, to he or she, in this case, who can endure. And it seems as though the time will come. If you're standing on truth, the time will come, and the tide will rise in your favor. So,
yeah, real eyes, real eyes.
Real eyes. That's right. That's right.
So
All
now
right.
people are waking up.
And I believe that sometimes when you're in a situation like locally, many times people kind of hear it and they kind of dismiss it, or it kind of moves away. And sometimes it takes other ears outside of your locale to actually realize and analyze what has happened. So we hope that your story gets the proper attention, because subsequently that same officer has been brought up on federal charges.
Yes, he's federally indicted now, but he's
for other incidents.
Yeah.
Okay.
For another incident, but he's also been involved in other incidents. When he got his pension, he had 3 open cases.
It's very interesting that on the local level, our own communities did not recognize that, and now years later, the federal government is watching something that has been taking place locally. So it kind of does something, and we'll maybe talk about it later. But keep listening to this radio station, people, because these are the real things that are happening in our community, and I'm telling you, it's history right before your eyes in the making. Trust me, this one is going to go further than the city limits. You're listening to The Mix, 1080 AM, WFO, Project Access to Africa.